Now, this, of course, is a question that everyone is asking in Britain. Liz Truss, she's the Prime Minister, but for how long? Now, this is a question for which there are no immediate answers, but reports say that it is a matter of time because before Liz Truss is also shunted out of the door. So how did things reach this point? So let's first try and break it down for you. Liz Truss succeeded Boris Johnson as the British Prime Minister. It was a hard-fought victory. The fight was between Liz Truss and the former Chancellor of the Exchequer, Rishi Sunak. And amongst many measures, Truss had promised tax cuts and also the freezing of energy bills. Her proposed policies won her the seat of the Prime Minister, but one thing became clear as soon as her mini-budget was announced. She lacked a plan, and this was a plan that she put forth which had completely badly affected the British economy. The cost of her policies is estimated to be about £72 billion, and there was no plan on how to raise that kind of money. The British markets went into a bit of a tailspin. The pound sterling lost its value. Just her proposals were harming the British economy. Almost as soon as she took over, Truss was on the back foot. The time had come for damage control, and on Friday, Liz Truss sacked Kwasi Kwarteng. He served as the Chancellor for less than 6 weeks, 38 days to be precise. Now, Kwarteng was replaced by Jeremy Hunt, and Hunt's task is to try and undo the damage that has already been done in just the last 6 weeks.
Firstly, we will reverse almost all the tax measures announced in the growth plan 3 weeks ago that have not started parliamentary legislation.
Now, Jeremy Hunt has said that his actions will raise nearly about £32 billion a year, and that did help stabilise the markets on Monday. The pound also saw its highest one-day increase against the dollar since March 2020. But the question, of course, is, are these measures sufficient? Now, Truss clearly does not think so. On Monday, she made a public apology during an interview with the British media.
Now, I recognise we have made mistakes. I'm sorry for those mistakes, but I've fixed the mistakes. I've appointed a new Chancellor. We have restored economic stability and fiscal discipline. And what I now want to do is go on and deliver for the public. We were elected on the 2019 manifesto. I'm determined to deliver on that.
Now, the question, of course, is, will this apology by Liz Truss stem the calls for her resignation that are getting louder with every passing day? At least 5 members of the Tory party have already said that they want her to step down. Even if she carries on as the Prime Minister, the question, of course, is, will she retain any real authority? The reports say that Jeremy Hunt now has the real power in the government. One British tabloid has labelled Liz Truss as the ghost Prime Minister. And if Liz Truss does indeed get sacked, then the question, of course, is who next? And this is a question that the Tory party dreads. Now, Rishi Sunak's name is also doing the rounds again. He did make it to the final round against Liz Truss, and more importantly, he predicted that Trussnomics would be a disaster. While Jeremy Hunt may hold the reign at the moment, the question, of course, is, could this finally be the moment that Sunak could shine? But then again, it's extremely hard to predict as to how things stand. And the issue for Liz Truss, of course, is to try and survive every week because of her popularity, which has plummeted after announcing that mini-budget. And our correspondent Alex Izat has been tracking the story for us, and this is what she's had to say.
She did apologise yesterday for basically everything that's gone on, but too much has happened now for people to just let it go and suggest that she's still a strong leader in the House. Jeremy Hunt, when he made his statement, came across as a very good political leader, said his statement clearly and showed what he wanted when he came back in the Commons. Again, he answered all of those questions. When Penny Mordaunt stepped in for Liz Truss yesterday at the House of Commons, again, she came across as a very strong candidate for the Prime Minister. So Liz Truss does need to watch her back. A YouGov poll that has been released not long ago now asked 530 members of the Tory party what they think and whether or not Liz Truss should go, and 80% of them suggested that it is time to go, and that was 40% of those who voted for her in the first place. They claim that they've now made a mistake and they shouldn't have chose Liz Truss in the first place because she's just been shown that she doesn't have any credibility, she has no oomph, and she's got no way forward after this.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.